to Let's Taco About It. I don't think anyone was on right to see me fly into my seat. Maybe y'all were. But I forgot my Post-it notes over at my other desk and during the countdown. So welcome to tonight. We have Let's Taco About It. So normally the fourth Tuesday is my card class, but on months where there's 5 Tuesdays, I decided this year to do a special evening called Let's Taco About It, and sort of a little informal interview with some of our scrappy friends. And my dog does not like lightning and is trying to get into my workshop right now. So if you hear whining and crying, that is why. So tonight, our special guest is probably no stranger to you all watching. And our special guest is Debbie Keith. I'm going to go ahead and bring her in. Hi, Debbie. The fact that we're in the same place at the same time is rare, but actually our paths cross quite frequently. And we're involved in a lot of the same things in and out of scrapbooking. And so, and she lives by her calendar, as do I. She's a very busy person. So I know you're all wondering how she stays up with scrapbooking when she's so busy. But when I asked her, I think it was on January 1st or or very close to that, maybe the 29th of December, I said, hey, on August 23rd, can you be my guest on Let's Taco About It? And you were like, in 8 months? Okay. But I knew she had her calendar and would just put it on in there. What I forgot was that it was going to be the primary election day for Florida. And so both of us were yesterday making calls for a local candidate. So so we're both very busy people. In fact, I do hear that a lot. Oh, you're so busy. Oh, you and Debbie, the busiest people I know. It is true. So Debbie is here to help me kick off this Tuesday. I'm going to go through my quick reminders for everyone before we get started with Debbie. And that is for Tara's Fun Friday giveaway. You want to like this video. You want to share this video. Make sure that you hit those 3 little dots and make it public so that I can see that you shared it. Facebook won't show it to me otherwise. You can tag a friend, tag Debbie's friend. Say, hey, don't forget, Debbie's on Let's Taco About It. And of course, anyone who places an order from last Friday to this Thursday, you will all be entered to win on this Fun Friday giveaway. Now, in the little comments or in the snippet above the live tonight, I said Friday afternoon because 2 of the last 3 Fridays, some craziness has occurred. And I wasn't able to get on at 2, and then people are looking for me. So since I'm not going to give away anything live on Friday, you can catch the replay. I'll just need to surprise you. And that way people aren't hunting around for me. Let's see. Just a reminder, next Tuesday is the August card class. I have 10 boxes ship away. Some of you, I'm shipping your card kit with your secret box. Some of you have other things that you've purchased for me that I'm shipping off in your secret box. So, or with your card kit. So this is last call for card kits. I'll send out an email. So I do have a couple left over. And what else? It's going to be a great card kit, as you can see. It's going to be fun. Saturday the 3rd, as you know, our May and September events go to raise money for the Cannonballs for Kane Foundation. And Kane is forever 18. It is his 5th birthday in heaven. But we are going to, several of us, scrappy friends, are going to walk 18 miles. We're going to walk from Loggerheads and Ormond, beachside Ormond, all the way to Boondocks down in Wilbur by the Sea. So the start is 5 a.m. at Loggerheads. The finish is approximately 2:30 at Boondocks, and we'll be hanging out. So, and then there's a bunch of stopping points. I'll post this on Daytona Area Scrapbooking on the Facebook page. So if you want to hook up with us, those little stops that are listed 1 through 7 are the times we anticipate being at the stop. So you can just hop in, and then it has the mileage. So if you just want to walk the last portion with us to Boondocks, it's like 1.3 miles, no big deal. If you're a morning person and you want to start with us at Loggerheads at 5, you can do that. So hopefully we will raise some awareness for the Cannonballs for Cane Foundation, and also we'll just have some good quality time together walking on the beach. September 6th is Project Recipe. You can RSVP for that at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com on my events page. And the Secret Box Class and Crop. I've debated on whether or not to do this, but some advisors do. And since I have to open my box to prepare for the class, I do have photos. And if you're a little on the fence about whether you're buying a secret box or not, because maybe, I don't know, the colors weren't right for the last one for you, or I don't know, you're just afraid to pull the trigger. You know, gas is so expensive. You just don't want to get something that you don't like. You can, I can send you a picture. You can private message me. You don't have to put it on here that you want it, but I can send you a picture. So if you're on the fence, and I'll need to know that sooner rather than later so I can get them ordered, because I'm not going to order a bunch of extra ones. All right, that brings me to Crop for Gray and Gold. I'll be reaching out to a few of you. Some of you have double registrations, actually 3 of you. So I'm not sure if you're signing up for somebody else or if that was an accident. If you're ever unsure of what you're signed up for, you can go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, log into your account on my website, not on CreativeMemories.com, but DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, and you can see what events that you're signed up for if you're ever unsure. Or you can just text me or message me, and I will be glad to let you know. We are hoping to raise as much or more than we did in May, which was nearly $3,500, and you guys are so awesome and generous to do that. It's an awesome foundation that's near and dear to all of our hearts. And then Croptoberfest 2022, let's go nuts. Still working out the details, but it's going to be great. And then finally, all of my retreats right now have waiting lists up into March 2023, and that's this one in St. Simons Island, Georgia. It's going to be wild and groovy because it's my 60th retreat. So it'll be a low-key 60s theme, in addition to our normal wild theme where we'll wear our animal prints. And we're into it. I'm going to go through some of these pictures really quick, Debbie.
That was a long time ago. I had to look at my little name tag to make sure I had the date right.
Yeah.
2007.
Yep. So September, I always joke that Debbie is like Dick Clark because she doesn't ever age. Part of her secret is that, you know, she is always wearing a hat. And unlike me, who just is terrible about sun, she's very careful about sun. Proof here that it does keep you looking younger. I look much younger. Debbie looks the same. In fact, her eyelashes have gotten longer.
Yes, they've grown.
They've grown in 15 years. I don't know how that's happened. But this was Debbie's first retreat with me when she became a memory maniac in September 2007, so 15 years ago. And this was April 2016 at a local area crop, and she won something. That was at the one that was for also Stacy's like 50th.
50th. Mm-hmm.
And then here's September 2017.
with my birthday twin.
Yes, with your scrappy birthday twin. Their birthday fell at a retreat to the beach. Oh, thanks, Claudia. I was also 15 years younger. And then, so this is January, and this picture is taken where, Debbie?
Oh, this is in Honolulu.
Yes, with my daughter, April. Mm-hmm. And they were both in Hawaii at the same time. And so
I think the name of the restaurant was Bo's.
Oh.
B-O''S, I think.
Nice.
On Kapahulu. And she drove herself down there and smiled the whole time because it was just kind of weird that we were both so far away from home together there in Hawaii. It was awesome.
Yes, it was awesome. And then Debbie hasn't seen this picture.
No.
This is at the August retreat just last week, and she was saying goodbye to the mountains and the view. And she was just posed in the window, and I was like ready to pick up my stuff and go out to the car, and I was like, oh, such a cute picture of Debbie just saying goodbye to the mountains.
I miss the mountains. We don't have any here in Florida.
Oh, everything's so flat. So this is a little bit of some pictures of Debbie and I through the years. And as I mentioned with that first picture, so her first retreat with me was in 2007. And the mountains retreat was my 56th retreat. And it was Debbie's 45th with me. So she has attended more of my retreats than anyone else.
I have to tell this. I was in Hawaii, and it was maybe 9:00 at night, and I get this phone call from Tara. I mean, 8:00, maybe 8:00 at night. So I'm thinking, Tara's in Florida, and it must be 2:00 in the morning. And she tells me, you are the person who has been to the most retreats that I have sponsored. And I'm going, and she's telling me this at 2:00 in the morning. What is she doing? Well, I said, that's great. Thanks for letting me know. But it was an okay time for me. But seriously, you were working late that night.
Well, I was running a retreat that you weren't at.
Oh,
so
that
was February 2020. Oh. And you were in Hawaii. So that was when I decided to go through and count up and start my rainbow recognition. And so at 40 retreats, Debbie is the only Sapphire right now because she's the only one that has attended 40 retreats. Yep, she's gonna. She almost has a full name tag, and so that was the retreat that I kind of came up with that. So I was up till the wee hours of the morning, going through all my Excel spreadsheets from 2005 forward because I'm a big Excel person, and thankfully I have records like that, so I could go back and keep track of all that. So yeah, that was like the only retreat you've missed in the last couple years. In fact, I will have had 8 retreats this year. I just had my 6th. I have 2 more this year. And so if Debbie, she's slated to attend all 8 this year. And so that's huge. And that's a lot of scrapbook pages. Now this is to the important part, because in between retreats, she's at all the retreats, but in between retreats, so Debbie has a little tiny calendar, and she's so scheduled that she has like layers of pieces of Post-it notes over the little squares on her calendar. So if she has multiple things on a day that won't fit in the little square, she has little layers of Post-it notes, which I just love. And so in between all of her, extracurricular, and she's retired, but she's at the school
Yeah.
nearly every day. And so, do you know how many albums you have?
I kind of looked around today, and I think I have maybe 40, maybe. Some might be behind another one, so I might have missed a few, but I think around 40.
But does that count all the ones that you do for school every year for all
No,
your?
that doesn't count. That doesn't count these three that are sitting right here. I do three of these every year. I do one for the Asian Club, the National Honor Society Club, and the Young Republicans. So this is from the Asian Association, and then I have two more sitting right down there for the other two clubs. And this does not count as part of the 40. No. But
Now,
if you count those,
depending on who's on your board for those clubs, sometimes you get help,
I
right,
do
with
sometimes.
those. Sometimes
I wish
you
I
don't.
didn't have the help.
Yes, I sometimes I've seen some sad looking tape runners after the kids have gotten hold of them.
Definitely.
Well, so when when Debbie was still teaching, she would have me come in once a year to her English class because she always assigned a scrapbook for her English class. And so I would come in and for all of her classes in one day or 2 days, and I would just give them the ABCs, one, two, threes of scrapbooking, and then to just kind of help them send them on their way. And actually, there's some scrappy ladies that have were at Creek in your tenure there. So
Oh, that scrapbook with you. Yes.
yes,
You.
that's fun too. Um, let's see. When did you start scrapbooking, Debbie?
I have kind of like always scrapped. I mean, like just putting and I still have these. I was telling you about this. The fact
Yeah.
that we still have these with the magnetic pages that you just and put them down. And so is this upside down? No. So this is one that has not been redone. And there are many of these that were not that I did not redo yet. And it's for all the knowledge that I have about this being lignin filled. Um, it's a matter of time. So thank goodness for these retreats because then, I can work on which I probably haven't done this yet, the old ones, but I should. I end up doing current things like in July.
July, let me just say, in July, she was live scrapbooking. We were like at the retreat, and then like that night, she'd be like, "Oh, this is today," and I was like, "Debbie, you're like real time scrapbooking." And how do you do that at a retreat? What technology are you using?
I love my selfie printer. Even though it might be costly when you're up in the mountains and you can't go across the street to the store, then you print out your own pictures. And I love printing my own pictures because then you can crop a little and make assorted sizes for your pictures. And my selfie is an awesome thing. And I think I've turned on a number of the ladies into getting their own selfies. So, and then they proudly say, "Oh, I bought my own."
Yes.
So that's kind of a good thing for any scrapbooker.
Yes, you're the queen of the selfie, the Canon selfie printer, but also the selfie.
Oh,
you always have your selfie stick.
yes.
And I know a lot of ladies that are on here right now in the comments watching that have been on retreats with you. A lot of them wait for you to post your pictures. They just say, "Oh, I'll just get Debbie's when Debbie posts it, because Debbie, I'm usually running around like crazy person, and thank goodness Debbie's at nearly every single one of my retreats, because she'll go around and make people hold up their favorite page. And
Where is that one? I said this one here was double page spread, and I made them show me your double page spread. And here, for example, work hard. And then we've got Rosie and Sue B and Linda and Jackie with their double page spreads. And I'm here. And that was done
while we were
live
doing
time, they just did that. So
I mean, the adhesive hadn't even dried yet on those pages, and Debbie had already scrapbooked them.
Right.
But well, also because you're an English teacher, you're so good. Well, I mean, not because you're an English teacher, but obviously the written word is important to you. So you journal. And
Yes.
those of you that have been on a cruise, a scrapbooking cruise with Debbie, like usually she's shutting down the scrapbook room, and while she's like waiting for security, she's got her laptop and she's journaling. And in fact, on the drive home from the mountains, she had her computer open and she was journaling. So she does her daily journaling on the computer.
Yeah.
But it's so helpful when you go back to journal in your books that you have those.
And then I get so disappointed if I didn't do a good job in my journal, because I was looking for an answer to a question like, what room was I in when I was in Orlando and got stuck because that plane got canceled and I had to spend the night? And they asked me, what room were you in, so that they could send me the invoice. And I went, how do I know what room I was in? That was short-term memory. So I had to look it up in my journal, and voila, I found what room I was in.
I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't take a picture of the door with the room number.
Yeah, I've done that too. But I actually wrote it down in my little booklet that you created, which I bought at Christmas time. Of course, now I'm going to have to work on decorating it again, because in my purse it gets pretty jumbled in there. So
yeah, I think that was from an open house.
Yes, at your Christmas open house. Mm-hmm. But I found the room number, so that was good.
See, it's important to journal while it's fresh in your mind. And I know that is a part, I think, that people struggle with. Over the last 22 years, I definitely have seen, it's fun to do all the cutting and the decorative stuff on your scrapbook pages. Most people don't have a journal to go back to look at it. So then they struggle with what to journal about. And it's nice to have the story, for sure. I think in a perfect world, everyone would want to have the story with their photos. But I think a lot of people kind of leave it to the end. Then it's a chore, because then their book is like done, except for, well, I just have to journal it. And
and then you forget. That's the sad part. You forget some of the details. And if you had done it when you were supposed to do it, those details would be there. And when you read them over again, you go, oh, yes, I remember this,
Yes. Yeah.
So.
Well, do you have a favorite scrapbook of all your scrapbooks?
I don't think so. But I was just, you mentioned, do those 40 scrapbooks include your digital? And I went, no, they don't. They don't include that. Didn't even remember my digital, because I have 10 of these.
Debbie had a brief stint in digital scrapbooking. I say brief because it was one of those things that she would forget how to do it in between retreats. And then they would just become such a project. But look at you. You had so many digital books.
Wait. Okay, so this one is about Kauai. This one is about Maui. This one is about Las Vegas. This is about Martha's Vineyard. This is about Key West. And this is just old black and white pictures that I thought if I don't save them now, they might get lost in the box. So I put that one together. This one was Branson. This one was this was a bad choice. I put black over black and white, and I can hardly see. Cedar Key, and this was the cruise that the family took, the four of us. And I'm maybe this one
is your favorite.
Is my favorite because
I remember you finished that at a Volano retreat, and I took the funnest boomerang of you when you were finished.
I was finished. But this one includes a page, I thought, where I left it blank. I left it blank because, oh, sorry, this side. Because this included the pictures on a CD of us ziplining. And I didn't know where the CD went. So I thought, oh, it'll show up. It'll show up. Well, it hasn't shown up yet. And so it's still blank. Oh, still blank. And I plan on, just putting the pictures on there, at least the pictures of the other three, because they lost my pictures. I have no pictures of me ziplining. And that really hurt my arm because I thought I was supposed to hold up my whole weight while we were ziplining. And I strained this arm. I could barely lift it up, this far. I could not do this. So anyway, space is available for those pictures when that CD shows up.
It will show up.
Yes.
So So not only are you an avid paper scrapbooker, now I don't know about the 40. There might be more. Well, like you said, that wasn't even counting the ones in the old ones that need to be redone.
No,
some of you know before COVID, Debbie was on paper probation for quite a while.
For quite a while, a long while.
Yes, and that's because she won 3 hours of organization with me. And I went over there and saw her paper stash. I mean, not only did I see all of the albums that she made, but I saw her paper stash. And I said, Debbie, I cannot in good conscience let you purchase one more piece of paper. But
I do a lot of scrapping. So
she does.
I use the paper.
She does.
I wanted to mention this one, though. This one is the wedding shower for my son and my daughter-in-law. And I did a small digital version, but it really comes from the traditional large 12 by 12. So I took a picture of each page and then had them all printed. And notice the journaling. So there we go. So I journal. I mean, a lot of people, Rosie calls it monkey journaling. I think that was it. It's like Rosie taught me monkey journaling and I taught her piddly pop. But the monkey journaling is because there were monkeys on the picture. And so the person journaling just wrote monkeys. And so a lot of people just journal monkeys. But I journal a lot more than that. So this was all done digitally. Don't ask me to do it again because I don't think I could do it again.
You could. That is the problem, and a lot of people do digital. When they sit down and they're working in it, they understand it, they're good, they're going, and then when they put it away and they don't go back to it till the next retreat, which, unlike you, is not like every month, but maybe it's every 6 months or so, then they have to completely relearn again. Yes. So, and that's where you're at. It's been so long since you published that digital book that you're you're just having fun with the paper again, which is great.
And the styles have changed drastically from 2007 to now. I mean,
do you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were no layers upon layers and all the embellishments that go on today's pages. I mean, it was a simple, put your pictures down. Yeah, you can add a back sheet to it. Make sure you have a little journal box.
Right. We
Then
were
that was it.
stripping triangle. We- but yeah, you're right. It
Now we have
definitely
3 layers. You know, you have 3 different kinds of patterns, and then layer on top of that with all the so many different options.
now and then with the cricket and everything else. Now you haven't gone cricket,
No, I haven't gone cricket.
but
Um,
sometimes the people in the room will cricket something for you. No.
sometimes I got the best pirate ship from Gail, so I really appreciated that pirate ship. And then every once in a while, somebody will just say, "Here, I made a lot of these," and started giving out to different people. So I treasure those too.
Yes. All right. So if you have a if you have a extra cricket cutout at a retreat that Debbie's at, she'll
I'll
take
take it.
she'll take them. Um, what else was I going to ask you? Um, I don't know. Does anyone else have any questions for Debbie that's in the chat about how she gets it done? Now, we all know about Debbie's swear words, right? There's Piddly Pop is the fave, but there's some other ones. Sugaroos.
Yes. Sugaroos. And then I don't even know I'm saying it. So at school, when that happened, the kids would go, "Oh, Miss Keith, such a potty mouth," you know? And I'm going, "What?" Like totally oblivious. What happened? What was that, Miss Keith, you said? Oh,
Yes.
oh, piddly pop?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, Claudia. She definitely scrapbooks her scrapbooking retreat. She was scrapbooking in real time at the July retreat. She hadn't gone on her Alaska cruise yet. So in August, she was working on her Alaska cruise. But in July, she had just come back from Germany, but those weren't printed yet. So she was just real time scrapbooking. She was just whatever we did that day at the retreat, she was scrapbooking that. It was amazing. So
I did
I mean,
a little bit of that this past August, when I did the ice. Was it the ice cream? Um, we were at the Mimos, and everybody put a hat on or
oh
the
yeah, that was
mustache
that
one.
was
So
cute.
I did that page. I didn't do the ice cream, but I did the masks because I didn't want it to be the same as July. July, I did the ice cream. So in August, I did the mustache and the hats and the tiaras. So that was a little different than the month before.
Yes. Well, you also brought a different wardrobe.
Oh, yeah.
She said, "I can't wear all of my scrapbooking T-shirts because then I'll get confused." Because we were at the same lodge in July and August scrapbooking, so she didn't want her pictures. She didn't want to confuse herself by her outfit, so she had to.
Had to wear regular clothes.
Yeah, not all of her scrapbook T-shirts. But I would say, and Claudia said she said scrapbooking or scrapbook retreats. But I would say that one of the things that's different about the Memory Maniacs scrapbook retreats is that we don't just sit in the room and scrapbook the whole time. In August, we did a pontoon boat ride. We went for ice cream. We went to a distillery and got a tour by the daughter. Robert? No, who was it?
Thompson, was it
Townsend.
Townsend?
Yeah, Tommy Townsend.
Yeah.
So we do, because when you're, I don't know. The tagline for Memory Maniacs is "Memories made, memories saved." And after 45 retreats, and again, I see Debbie outside of scrapbooking too, in other activities. And so, but I think if you've been, people that have been on the retreats know that it's just kind of, I don't know.
It's
People are
fun.
welcome to
It's
just
fun,
sit.
and you make it fun, and we all appreciate you, Tara.
Oh,
Seriously, if you didn't bring the excursions, let's call them excursions, to your retreats, um, we would we'd be okay, scrapping those 2 hours away, but you just add a plus to our your retreats by taking us out to those other places, and we can scrap those other places. So thank you. I mean, who knew that I was going to learn how to walk with a stick going to a waterfall? I mean, I had the stick, but I didn't know how to use that stick. So now I know. Stick down, then step. Stick down, then step.
right. We're all about life skills.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. So Darylyn just said she can testify. Yeah, last year we went tubing.
Yes. And you were
So
so kind to let her drive the 3.5 hours to meet
well, if
us
she
in Murphy.
wasn't moving this time, I thought she was going to make a reappearance. So
No, she was moving.
yes, but well, I appreciate you saying that, and I was I went so many places with the kids for sports. It's hard to say you've been somewhere when all you've ever seen is, in my case, the pool and a hotel room. And I didn't want our retreats to end up that way. Like, oh, we're going to a retreat in Mount Dora, and people say, "Oh, have you eaten at such and such?" Oh, well, no, we just
We eat at
sit in
home.
the room.
Oh, and speaking of eating at home, Tara is an excellent cook. And of course, we
Oh,
had Jackie helping with the lasagna the first night, but she does such a great job. We had Greek one night. And that's what I think I was going to capitalize on for this August one,
over food.
each different meal. But we had tacos for Mexican, and we had Greek food. And sometimes I was confused if you switch and I go, this is the strangest Mexican food I've had. And it was really Greek.
Yeah.
But thank you, yes, for all of your delicious foods that you had.
Well, the mountains I end up cooking, but those are the only retreats that I cook at. So thankfully, but we're all just in one spot, so it's easy. It's easy to do. Vicky said, "Are you usually doing current or doing catch up?" Yeah. Well, good for you, Vicky. So this is a question I get a lot. I think we covered that Debbie kind of does whatever the spirit moves her, she's scrapbooking. Sometimes it's that day. Sometimes it's her last trip. And you do have ones from older ones that you want to catch up on. But I think when people ask me, in fact, someone just said to me, "Oh, I'm just kind of sick of looking at this album." And I gave them permission to just leave it. I said, just leave it for now and start on something that's exciting to you. And so I think that's one thing that I've done over the years. Like if you're super excited about a trip that you just went on, like Debbie did her family trip in digital on the cruise, and like she's doing the Alaskan cruise in August, she started working on that. Then jump in and do that, because then you're excited and it's a fun project for you. I think it's easy for us as scrapbookers to be like, if you do it chronologically, to not kind of step out of order, and you have to keep plodding along. So, Vicky, I think it's great that you're doing current, and that Debbie does that too. And so, if there's anyone else that's watching that's like so tired of, doing 2003, just step away from it and do something, something fun that
Excellent advice. Excellent
use
advice.
some new paper, use a new tool.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you did the whole album already in strips and triangles, you don't have to, you can depart from that if you want.
I want to show this one because this I was doing live.
Real time scrapbooking.
Real time. Okay, so it says Scrapping Queens, and It was Melissa who suggested, you need a tiara on there. So I found that I had a tiara that we picked up. I mean, that was at the ice cream shop. And so I put the tiaras there and I thought that was perfect for scrapping queens.
Yes. Well, because I made everyone pajamas at that retreat that said Queen of Everything Scrappy, but I was afraid because of the material to really stay too long on that vinyl. And so some of the S's started falling off. So then we became the Queens of Everything Crappy, which sometimes, it be like that. Sometimes you feel like the Queen of Everything Crappy.
Right. They lost the S, sorry.
Yes.
And she became the queen of everything crappy rather than
Yes.
scrappy. But I love this picture. Look at Tara.
Yes.
With her little mustache. And Tara suggested I put the mustache here under the O.
Yes.
So I thought that was cute too.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Well, if no one else has any questions for you, Debbie, and where are you off to tonight? You off to watching the election return?
I was thinking that between 6 and 7, while they're still voting at school, I would rush on over there and try to put up a bulletin board for my Asian club. They're meeting Thursday, and there's no advertisement on that bulletin board. So I'm thinking about whipping on up there and putting some welcome back meeting and the date Thursday, 6 o'clock in CO9. And then I'm making sweet and sour meatballs. Another girl is making rice, and another girl is making spring rolls. So we're going to have that for lunch on Thursday with my Asian club. And then we'll tell them about the rest of the year. And bless Leanne's for providing us 40 meals every time, 5 times out of the school year. She will, 5 months, have a different country. And she will even do Japan for us. And she does not serve Japanese food at her restaurant, but she makes it for us. What an angel. If you haven't been to Leanne's,
yeah,
go to Leanne's on Nova Road.
It's one of our favorite places too. And of course, many of you know that we have Aiden is planning to get married next summer. And I said, I wonder if Leanne's cater, rehearsal night. I'm taking rehearsal night dinner. Yes. That'll be on me. But they do, she does great gluten-free, and we need that in our house. So I'm already thinking that way. I'm like, I know she does 40 meals for Debbie.
Yes,
I wonder if she takes her show on the road, or if we could just buy out the whole place. I don't know how that works, but anyway, yes. Thanks
for asking,
Leanne. It's a favor of ours too.
Yeah.
So as usual, Debbie is she's probably gonna eat something quick and head back to the school. You would never know she's
already ate out the door.
She's ready to jet.
Yep.
Well, all right. Well, thank you, Debbie, for joining us, and
thank you for having me. I had no idea where this was going to go or where I was supposed to look. If I've been looking here and there and everywhere, the comments never came up on my laptop.
They didn't?
No. So I don't know.
Did you click on comments over on the right?
Was I supposed to click on it?
Is there a comment
that might help? that might have helped.
Well, you'll see them when you jump over on Facebook now. They'll all be there.
Okay.
So,
okay. Well, thank you so much. If you're out there, which I didn't know until just now, where it popped up. Thank you for joining us. I'm tickled as we stay in the house while it's thundering and lightning out there. I don't know.
It's storming. I'm glad we still have internet. So yes, well, thank you all. And if you'd like to attend a retreat with Debbie, she'll be at the next 3. Although the next 2 are sold out. So hop on, or the next 3 are sold out. So hop on to March. Come to St. Simon's Island with us. Wouldn't that be fun, Debbie?
Oh, that'd be great.
Everybody's
going to have a great time. And maybe it won't be as cold as it was last year.
In March, it shouldn't be. So, and if you come up, if you're watching the replay of this, you can go ahead and ask a question of me or Debbie. She'll see it, and I will just remind everyone, if you're on here now and you missed this at the beginning, to get entered into my Tara's Fun Friday giveaway. You can like this video, you can share this video, you can tag a friend, tag one of Debbie's friends. Say, look, Debbie's talking about scrapbooking. Or you can place an order through me or my website. And that is all from Debbie and I for now. Our next Let's Talk About It will be in November, and my guest will be Stacy. So Stacy Hill from Masterpiece Jewelers, her and Tracy donate tons of stuff to my retreats. So, and we help each other with our businesses. So that'll be a fun Let's Talk About It as well. So thank you again for watching. Until Debbie and I see you all again, stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Bye.